Okay, I think it's Monday, and we are heading out to finally do the actual Trans-Labrador highway. And yeah, starting our day. It is well, what time is it? I don't even know. Oh, it's 7:54 a.m. But I believe in 5 miles when we cross over to Newfoundland, it will be 8:54. So not quite an early start. I take forever to get ready in the morning. So for me, it was like a 1.5 hour ordeal to pack up the tent, and then finally at I go at 6 a.m. By at 7:30, I had some tea and a protein bar and my vitamins, and now we're heading out. So hopefully I packed everything down okay on the bike. But yeah, so they're going to do what we did yesterday for a few minutes, which is Tour Fermont, which is really just like 6 streets. And then after that, I think they're going to go to Canadian Tire in Labrador City, also what we did yesterday, and then get some gas, which is what we already did yesterday. They're all playing catch up to our schedule yesterday, which is fine. And then heading over to the Trans-Lab. So goodbye, Fermont. Looks like the 3 GSs I saw yesterday are still at the hotel, so they're getting a late start. Tonight is a hotel night, and I haven't showered since Thursday, so it's Monday? Yeah, I'm getting a little bit ripe in the suit here. Also, all of my entire suit on the outside is wet, and all of my thermals on the inside are wet. Or base layer, not my thermals. Base layer is also wet. But I think via the... Ooh, that looks fun. Via the wind today and the warm weather, assuming it doesn't rain, I'll have the suit dry in no time, and if not, it will hang dry tonight. It'll hang dry tonight in the hotel room.
I did a quick time lapse. This is with the DJI Osmo iPhone mount on the Manfrotto mini tripod. So that's my dog's having a dream in the background. So we were here for a while, taking lots of pictures and stuff. So I thought, well, we'll be here a while. Let's get the time lapse going. So it's really nice, actually. So it's the mini tripod, the DJI Osmo phone gimbal, plus the iPhone 8 in time lapse mode, and it did pretty well. And this is the same setup with just a video with the stabilizer engaged. And you'll learn once Pierre starts putting on his jacket. That means you need to get your jacket on right now, or what's going to happen is a few minutes from now, he's going to be watching you, waiting for you to get your jacket on. So I've learned the hard way on that one.
Alright, so we are following this guy. We're talking to a guy who rides, telling him about our trip, and I asked him if there's any place in Goose Bay or Pimware that I can get some moose or some elk, because I haven't had it before. And he said, and I quote, fuck it, follow me to the house and I'll give you 2 or 3 pounds. I've got sausages and steaks and whatever the fuck you'd want. And I said, I'm happy to pay you. He's like, oh no, fuck it, man, just camp on the side of the road, eat it, fills you up. So we're following this guy to his house to get some moose. He said it'll take 2 or 3 minutes. So here we go. I won't show where he lives, obviously, but I wanted to try moose for a long time, and in New Hampshire you have to enter a lottery in order to even go out to hunt one. So you might not even catch one. So yeah, hilarious. Here we are. 1 kilometer until we start the long road out to Goose Bay. Route 500. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh yeah.
So I think we're on the Trans-Labrador Highway, but I'm not quite sure. It says 500 on the GPS, and I think it's the only road that's traveling up to Goose Bay and Churchill Falls. We just left Labrador, where Jerry gave us some moose meat, local. That was freaking awesome. Can't wait to try it. Some steaks, moose wrapped in bacon. It's gonna be amazing. I guess he said this is going to be pretty flat with rolling mountains / hills and pretty much same sort of trees for, I guess, up there, up until we get the other side of Goose Bay, which would be sometime tomorrow. But I guess it's supposed to be paved all the way there.
About 40 miles in so far to the route. Well, 270 to go. Just past a lot of cool kind of things to look at. Some like totally bare hills with just like exposed rock. We're riding alongside a railroad track, which is pretty neat. And it's 196 kilometers to Church Falls, and I think it's at 450 or 500 to Goose Bay. Uneventful so far. We've passed 4 RVs that we're going this. You know, I'm more of a speed limit kind of rider. 5, 10 over sometimes if I'm really cruising and there's no one around. But we're doing, well, the conversion. We're doing 69 to 70 miles an hour in a 50. So we're doing 20 miles over, like 30 or so kilometers, 30 or 35 kilometers over the speed limit. I don't like going this fast. We are in a big group, but I would prefer to go a little bit slower and just sort of take in more of the sights and pull off a few more places. But, oh well. But this is the Trans-Labrador, for those of you that are curious. It looks very similar to the ride from Baie-Comeau up to Fremont. Lots of wetlands, lots of kind of empty, bare trees. You know, we're not anywhere close to where the tree line stops, but it does get a lot sparser as far as the trees go as you get further north. And the winters up here are very, very long. Speaking to the guy who I got the moose meat from, he said he can really only ride his bike with full gear from July to October. And October's not even pushing it. It's snow on the ground until June. And he could ride more, but there's so much sand and salt in the road that he just really can't get out there safely until July. That is a very short riding season.
Well, we're still driving down Labrador, or the Trans-Labrador Highway. Adam's trying to take pictures. Oh man, I find it so weird to see all these great big beautiful lakes and not one building around them. And I know we're out in the middle of nowhere, but that's gorgeous. Although it would be a bit of a run to go get a gallon of milk if you ran out. Living up here.
I can't believe we're getting passed. We're doing a 72 and a 43, and we're being passed. Wow. Either he's in a huge hurry, or we could even go faster. But I'm getting shitty fuel economy right now. Like 38 right now, 31 on hills. mean, we're not doing well on fuel economy. Just an update. We've ridden 140 miles so far today. It went down to a low of 55. We're at 68 degrees now, so the rain clouds finally left us, which is really great. Elevation right now is 1,700 feet, and we are 184 miles from our destination. I would have thought this would be a nicer vista, but it wasn't. Good pace, going 40 kilometers of the speed limit. I don't know, 71 miles an hour to 43. I think the speed limit is 90 km, so we're doing like 140. No, it's 80 km, we're doing 120. Really, really fast. Not much change in scenery in a while though, mostly the same, just a lot of little lakes here and there. Lots of moss growing on everything. And I've seen little bits of ice and snow in some of the smaller ponds, which is cool, pretty cool to see. Our rest area. We're definitely coming up to a one-lane bridge, which is pretty cool. So it's a required stop on both sides to go through. Oh, there's the rest area. I don't think we're stopping. No, we're not. Oh, we are. Sweet. So we've stopped here for lunch. Everyone went to IGA and got some packaged food, but I missed the boat on that one because I was getting some moose meat. So I have my dehydrated burrito. There was a hiking trail off this rest stop, and I'm like, what's over there? So I decided to throw the drone up in the air, and it was this beautiful like rocky falls thing over here. Look at this. Isn't that cool? So you can take the trail back there and check it out for yourself if you want to. It's only like 500 yards or so, but this was pretty neat spot. Had my rehydrated burrito and had plenty of water. We took about a 45-minute break here, and so I've got some after clips of this, walking the trail. But check that out! Isn't that gorgeous? Just amazing. Good lunch, some drone footage. Now we're gonna check out the canyon over here. Look at this. It's beautiful. This is the moss growth I was talking about, by the way. This moss over here. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Wow. It's so beautiful.
Alright, so we're leaving Churchill Falls. Well, we're going into the town, but the actual falls itself we're just leaving.
Oh, this is sketchy. This bridge is... Wow, look at that. The 2F800s are low on fuel, so we're gonna grab some there. I told them don't even bother because I have 160 mile range to go 167 miles, and I have an extra gallon of gas, as does my compadre. And I think we also each have 2 liters of fuel on us, so we don't need the fuel if they wanted to use some of ours, but we're all together in this, I guess. Yeah, so good break. Turning off my heated gear, or heated seat, heated hand grips are off, and I've opened up my vents on the pants and jacket and turned on the mesh gloves because it is a blistering 72 degrees outside. What's going on here? An airport? Wow. Churchill Falls Airport. It's like a single runway. They got some snow gear. All right. Churchill Falls. There was a speed trap right there, which I don't blame them. It's easy revenue for the town. It goes from 90 down to 50, and everyone's already going 120, so really easy speed trap. Hey, there's a dog there. What's up, doggy? What's up, Mr. Doggo? Mr. Doggo. Town Center, Memorial Arena, and their dumping station. And now for a tour of the town with a Sears town office. Looks way bigger than mine. It's way bigger than my town office. I wonder what everyone does out here for work in this part of the world. Oh, we got a convenience store. Sweet. Is there a bar? There's a pub. All right, we got a pub. Cochrane's. Cochrane's, what are you doing on there? Getting drunk. That's what you're doing. Look at some kids playing ball. Sweet. Look at this place. They got a big old school. The crazy thing about this place is being here, if you grew up here, well, live here anyway, you are 150 miles from anywhere else. 150. 150 miles from the big grocery store and McDonald's. 150 miles from the sea and from the boat down to Newfoundland or down to St. John's in Nova Scotia and Maine. You are 150 miles from everywhere. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Hey, there we go. That's a beauty. Yeah. Well, I'll stop the video for here because there's not much to see. This is pretty much the whole town. Alright, we are 106 miles from our destination. I guess I didn't need gas, but this will keep me from having to stop and use my auxiliary tank, so everyone's basically on the same pace again. Running out of gas is not a big deal for me, but it stops the whole group. So I got some gas. Is there a car down there? Can't tell. Ooh, there was a big hunk of metal down there. It was black. Things are looking good though. You know, good pace. Things have changed to be a little more mountainous, as you can see. A lot more rock faces. Some of these rocks have little sparkly whites in it, which is kind of cool. Of course, tons of lakes. We still have the same ground cover of kind of bogs, moss, thin coniferous trees. Not much has changed in that way. We're just got a little more hills than we did before.
we were playing in the sand here because we're outside of the dam that was being built until 2013, and they stopped building on it due to I guess, an environmental concern. But this is basically Goose Bay.
I'm gonna go right over. No, I'm gonna go
20
in front
miles
of
outside
your
of
bike.
Goose Bay. We were playing around in the sand a little bit with, well, BB-8 and I decided to play in the sand. No one else wanted to join us.
Oh, I gotta do that.
It's pretty solid. So we just rolled into Goose Bay. The other way is Happy Valley. I thought there was all one place, but apparently it's two towns right next to each other. This place is more normal looking than the last place we were in Labrador, and it's way further out of the way. I wonder how much of their supplies they get from Newfoundland versus coming all the way up that road. I think we did something like 350 miles, 340 miles today, just from Labrador to get here. Alright, well, I'm gonna stop and get gas by the looks of things. So, see you later.
So I just have some clips here of us eating fried pickles. This was our night dinner before we went to bed. Went back to the hotel room, plugged a bunch of our stuff in, and went right to bed. We were exhausted. So this concludes, I think, day 4 of our trip and from Goose Bay. That's how far away we are from home. All right, that's it for this episode.